Hello! This time I will try to restore this Peugeot 405 T16 rally. It is an Italian car made by Re.EL Toys, as you can see on the tiers. Re.EL Toys Racing. This brand still exists and it's still produce radio commanded toys. That is remote. Yeah, there is a turbo function, which means speed 1, and when you push, you got the speed turbo. I got it when I was young, maybe too young, and I use it mainly in the house. And there is a protective bumper that I will also restore, but the front spoiler suffered, and I will try to restore it now with a PLA from 3D printer filaments. I will put it in glass, and we'll put it in the acetone for half an hour, and I will try to recreate the missing plastics. Then I will use sandpaper to recreate the correct shape of the car. And she is still quite nice. I didn't overuse it. As you can see, it is very bright. I didn't use it much in the sun. And the stickers are still very good. And at the rear, that's the only place you can find the Peugeot name on it. You can see it's 114 or 118 chassis size. I think it's 114. At front we have the standard steering. The servo is in fact a little Mabushi motor that we can see in this corner. I turn off the glass magnifier if it wants. No, it doesn't want. Yes. So it's a true Mabushi from the 80s. There is automatic center system. When she touch, she know with the okay, you can see the wire that she have to push and turn to center the wheels. That is now functioning. I have to get off the screw and re-laid it because the grease was too hard. I haven't used since 2 decades at least, maybe 3 decades. Oh no, I'm not young enough. The electronic have very little problem. Maybe I think it's due to modern interferences, as it uses AM 27 megahertz, but I haven't seen where is the quartz, if I can replace or if I can use a professional remote. I will replace soon all capacitors to be sure that they are not the real problem. As they're getting old and low value are prone to failure. It's common when they are over 30 years old. It uses 8 double A or R6 battery type if you live in Europe. The engine is in this gearbox. It power mainly is rear right wheel. The other one is kind of friction system. The engine is Mabushi also. RC280. Maybe a SA because this chassis can reach 26 kilometers when it's in turbo with the Gear 1 and up to nearly 40 kilometers when it's in second gear. So I return the chassis and you can see there are some writing if he wants to do the focus right. Okay, low and high. So you have to push it when the car is stopped. And you have centering steering function like a toy car at the front. Okay, let's open the gearbox. So I have removed 3 screws, which is a tapping screw of 3 millimeters wide. And here it is. The grease is projected, and yes, there is some cats. Yeah, but memories. Okay, I will brush and renew the grease, and as you can see, the pinion is in higher speed. I will show you what happens when you push it. Okay, I will replace the selector. It's not easy when you got the phone in the hand. Replacement. Okay, and now it is in the low speed. And you can see all gears still have their T. And it is quite clean. There is no metal bearing, no metal bushing. It's directly in the plastic of the gearbox, which is the only suspension of the car. You want to see what's that's a real Mabushi. If he wants to show you with caps for parasites. Okay. I have removed the battery trap and I have installed 8 batteries. You can see here that you can put a charger if you want to put rechargeable batteries. And time to let you show how it reacts. Put the lock and turn it on. For the remote, we will use 9 volts standard battery that you can find in any good places. Type is LP3146, which is known as 9-volt little batteries for remote and alarms. It was very, very common at that time. Shit. And voila. So, don't be afraid. The steering only works when the car moves. Let's see. And you see, sometimes they are erratic. The car goes in reverse mode. And I don't know why. We'll deal with that later by replacing let's back to the circuits. The maximum of power is between the red and the green and also black cable, and there is a middle point here. So as my battery are used, they deliver 10 volt between the two and 5 between these two. And I have also to show you, not that I working batteries, that when the car is at idle and you power it, the automatic centering function see it is quite a nice function when you little children, but later it's quite funny. Now it's time to repair the body. I have sanded down the maximum to remove the old glue that my father used a very long time ago. And I will that my reparation will be good. So first I have to put an aluminium foil, fix it with an adhesive, and I will reinforce that using Play-Doh paste. Okay, so I have prepared, as you can see, aluminum foil, adhesive tape, and a bit of Play-Doh to maintain the tape and the foil in good position. And I will check now how is the PLA with acetone. after a quarter of an hour, it just starting to melt a bit. I will try to record them in much little particle. After 12 hours, the PLA from the 3D printer filament was, you can say, unchanged. I have used the rest of parts flush from Tamiya, and after 1 hour it become like Play-Doh paste. So I will apply it on the body. So I have applied the paste, and I have let it dry for 2 hours. Now I will sand it down. Maybe I use a grinder to ameliorate the shape. Okay, so I have done a little reworks and also a little paint. At first I have using these tools that you can have in box for mini onset at about 2 or 3 euros at Lidl and $1 shop and so on and so on. Don't go higher than 5,000 round per minute. I have also used this little, in France we call it lime, but in England you might call it as you want. And I have used Tamiya color for plastic white, the TS26 pure white. It's nice. Sadly, I have pushed it too hard, and I have to glue it again, but it's not ruined. I will try also to use acrylic color to repair the stickers. And yes, she looks so much nicer now. And when you're a bit far from it, you see it's up the light. It's quite acceptable. I may did some little retouch too, but this tape, I'm happy with the result. Okay, so I have applied the Tamiya X2 paint. It fits very well. I will have to repair the decals. Now I have added a layer at the rear of, you can see something bright. It is a layer of 3M adhesive tape with between the body and the tape cyanolacrate glue in order to make the part more rigid, and because when you add there's a little bit of plastics, they don't glue themselves very well, so you have to add something to make them stronger. And especially as it is the bumper.